A very good evening to you. Many thanks for joining us tonight on the broadcast. You're watching KUTV Weekend Live. And at this point, let's take a look at stories making headlines tonight. President William Ruto calls for cooperation from leaders and citizens, with some leaders from the Western region promising to support him till 2032. Between Gachagua and Kindiki, with Gachagua urging people from the Mount Kenya region to register for 2027 polls in large numbers. Raila Odinga harshly criticizes the authoritarian rule and oppression, calling for Kenyans to be heard without discrimination. And in agribusiness tonight, we bring you a story of Treeside Special School that engages students with intellectual disabilities in farming to help boost their
This is Weekend Live with Anyango, Sylvia.
That's right, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Lucy Kiari. Remember, this broadcast is also live on YouTube at KUTV, at KUTV News Kenya, and you can send us your feedback on X at KUTV_Kenya. We begin. President William Ruto has urged leaders and citizens to work together in the interest of national development. A section of leaders from Kakamega County have expressed their commitment to support President Ruto in his presidential ambitions for 2027, even as they affirm their readiness to advance his development agenda until 2032.
While attending a service at Ekambuli Church of God in Huisero, Kakamega County, President William Ruto emphasized that the focus should be on country's development rather than on positions and titles. Ruto appealed to leaders to cooperate and work together for the benefit of Kenya's citizens.
Tumekubaliana na viongozi wote hapa Kakamega na Kenya mzima ya kwamba ile ya muhimu sasa sio maneno ya viongozi, sio maneno ya mamlaka na vyeo. Maneno ya muhimu sasa ni mambo ya maendeleo ya wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Na hapo ndipo tunahitaji kushirikiana na kufanya kazi kwa pamoja.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi also reiterated that Kenya's president is not about vindictiveness, but also reaching out to everyone to foster unity in the nation, urging all to stand united with the president. Mudavadi emphasized that Ruto was elected by Kenyans and no one should try to impose or blame on him.
Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya is not about vindictiveness. He has to reach out to everybody. Awalete karibu. Tukae pamoja kama taifa. Let us unite and rally the country of Kenya behind William Samoei Ruto. Tuheshimu katiba, tuheshimu sheria. Na tusiangazie siasa za blackmail.
Ruto allies have also shown support for the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's bid for chairmanship seat in the African Union Commission, AUC, stating that they will continue to side with the president and Odinga till 2032.
Shikilia baba. February next year, tuone baba akiwa mwenyekiti wa AUC.
Rais amefanya vizuri kukuja na sisi tutasimama na yeye ku make sure ya kwamba 2027 hii agenda yake na manifesto inaendelea mpaka 2032.
Ruto visit in the Western region is being seen as a move to boost his popularity in the region, it being Odinga's stronghold with an aim of increasing his chances of winning the 2027 elections. Brenda Nyongesa, KUTV.
The Mount Kenya politics continue to headline as the impeachment case against former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is yet to be ruled. Gachagua's brigade has come out seeking justice from the courts, insisting that it bears the final verdict. At the same time, Gachagua has maintained that the region will remain intact amidst the struggles they are facing under the current regime. Edward Nyamo reports.
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has insisted on uniting the country, stating that the country's economy has risen due to the formation of the broad-based government. Kindiki, who was accompanied by various leaders, sidelined himself from the Mount Kenya politics, highlighting that he will back his boss.
Anybody who is born and lives and works within the territory of Kenya, within the map of Kenya, is a Kenyan and is a brother and sister. Tuko vile vile na bendera moja. Si ni kweli? Na wimbo wetu wa taifa vile vile ni moja.
Tunataka uongozi ambao ni wa kupatanisha wa Kenya. Ati kwamba hakuna Kenya ya mlima na hakuna Kenya ya mabonde.
The second Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, on the other hand, has called on the Mount Kenya people to remain calm and register themselves as voters, for they will be the deciders come 2027. His sentiments were echoed by Murang'a Senator Junyu too.
He has been kicked out. These are the people that brought the president to our region and campaigned for him. They are the people that made us believe in President Ruto.
Kwa hivyo watu wakituona tumenyamaza, waache kushinda wakituambia hapa sisi ni watu waoga. We are not going to allow you to take us through that path of incitement and making ridicule of our community.
The leaders added to Gachagua have cemented that they will not be blackmailed, calling on leaders from the mountain who voted against Gachagua to rethink their stand, for the Mount Kenya people will decide on whether they will remain in government.
So we urge you, our brothers and sisters, our customers, our associates, continue holding strong this community, because if this community goes down, Kenya is likely also to go down economically. Have I made myself clear?
Wale walibomolewa walipwe fidia ndio waweze kupata nyumba zingine. Kwa hivyo I have faith hata wewe utapata justice.
Wale watu tuko kwa serikali ya William Ruto, kutoka mwanzo tulijua na tunajua ni nani deputy president wa nchi yetu.
Gachagua now has been seeking refuge in churches as he continued to plead with Mount Kenya people to wait for his direction come 2027. President William Ruto, who has not once spoken on his DP position politics, has repeatedly stated that he will not be stopped from achieving his agendas. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
While President Ruto was attending a church service in Kakamega County, his deputy Kithure Kindiki gathered with congregants at Jesus Palace of Praise Church in Mwatate, Taita Taveta County, and took the opportunity to praise President William Ruto's administration. Despite the ongoing challenges posed by the economic downturn and tax-related concerns being raised by Kenyans, Kindiki stated that the country's economic situation is better than it was in 2022, with the inflation rate standing at 2.7%. According to Kindiki, these results are due to economic revitalization policies implemented by President William Ruto.
Bei ya vyakula muhimu kama unga wa mahindi dukani, ulikuwa unanunua unga na shilingi 250 kwa packet ya kilo 2. Leo hii kupitia juhudi na maombi na bidii ya rais na wale ambao wanamsaidia katika serikali, leo hii bei ya unga imetoka 250 imefika shilingi 100. Pesa yetu haikuwa na nguvu. Shilingi ya Kenya ilikuwa dhaifu. Dola moja ya Marekani ilikuwa inagharimu shilingi ya Kenya 165. Leo hii dola yetu imepata nguvu kwa sababu inagharimu shilingi 129, 127 katika dola moja ya Marekani. Shilingi yetu ikiwa na nguvu inaonyesha kwamba uchumi uko afadhali, kwa sababu wananchi wengi sana sana wenye mapato ya chini watakuwa na nafasi ya kujikimu na kununua bidhaa kwa bei ambayo iko afadhali kwa sababu shilingi ya Kenya iko na nguvu.
During a Thanksgiving event for the appointment of Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga as the chairperson of Orange Democratic Movement (ODM) party, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga criticized actions that are undermining Kenya's democracy. He noted that as ODM party, they will not tolerate the oppression, injustice, and discrimination against citizens. However, Raila also expressed his intention to promote trade across the African continent should he succeed in vying for the position of chairperson of the African Union Commission.
Hapa sisi kwa Kenya tuko na mashida mengi. Mliona juzi kulikuwa na mambo mengi zaidi. Kukawa na maandamano hapa na pale. Mwaka jana sisi wenyewe tulikuwa kwa barabara. Tukapigwa risasi. Tukapigwa matia gas. Baadaye vijana vile wakapigwa matia gas, wakapigwa marisasi. Watu wakauawa wengi. Hii inaonyesha kwamba kuna shida, sio? Si kuna shida? Pale kuna shida mpaka kuwe na suluhu. Na hiyo suluhu tunatafuta ni suluhu ya kudumu ambayo itahakikisha kwamba watu wetu wote wanapata haki yao. Demokrasia mpaka idumu katika taifa letu. Ile utawala ya kimabavu ya kidhuluma tulikuwa tumesema tulizika na nyayo. Hatutaki irudi tena katika taifa letu. Mpaka tuwe na demokrasia. Mpaka wananchi wapewe nafasi ya kuongea. Haki ya kuongea mpaka hiyo pale. Na vile vile ugavi ya rasilimali katika taifa letu mpaka ifanywe kwa njia sawa sawa.
Now let's move to news across our borders, where in parts of Ukraine occupied by Russia, Ukrainian officials can find themselves at the mercy of Moscow and cut off from Kyiv. In Balakilia, Judge Volodymyr Strichunenko decided that even though the Russians took over his town, he was still Ukrainian. VOA's Anna Kotstuchenko has this story.
45-year-old Balaklia District Court Judge Volodymyr Strichunenko recalls what happened after Russian forces began their 6-month occupation of the Kharkiv region in March of 2022. Strichunenko and his colleagues hid valuables in the courtroom vault, but Russian soldiers broke the locks and looted the room, he says.
They found a way to open everything without keys, simply cutting off the locks. There were probably around 5 safe boxes here, and they took at least 8 large TVs, the ones used to broadcasting court sessions and video recordings.
Strichunenko also says that he saw Russian forces torturing local residents.
They tortured several people to death here. One was Maxim Shelikhan. He worked as a lawyer. Then the son of our colleague, Artur Sirenko, went missing, and until this day, there's no information about his whereabouts.
Strichunenko was among those the Russians captured. On June 3, 2022, an unfamiliar car arrived in his yard. 2 masked soldiers then took him to the occupied police station, where a torture chamber had been set up. There they invited the judge to hand down sentences for them.
There were fresh blood stains under my feet. They offered me a job. I told them that I would not do this, that I was a Ukrainian judge.
That day Strichunenko was allowed to leave. However, a few days later, on June 7, 2022, Russian soldiers visited his home again.
They opened the door and immediately started punching me in the face.
Then they took Strichunenko with them. The man's neighbor, Valentina, who did not want her last name mentioned for security reasons, saw the invaders kidnap the judge and rob his apartment in the process.
All of us neighbors were staring. We saw who came in, what they took. They started taking out suitcases, packing stuff, everything. It was really scary. And then they took him.
Russian soldiers took Stryhonenko to his unfinished country house, where they demanded he legally transfer his property to them, he recalls. When he refused, they took him to the torture chamber again. There he was beaten, his jaw was broken. Stryhonenko says it was his mother who saved him. His neighbors called her and told her about her son having been kidnapped, and she pleaded for the Russians to let her son live alive.
Someone later told me I have a powerful guardian angel. Well, a powerful guardian angel and supportive parents.
On September 8, 2022, Balaklia was liberated by Ukraine's armed forces. On June 1, 2023, the court in Balaklia resumed its normal work. And Stryhonenko is working his way through more than 1,000 cases, some of which involve crimes committed by local defectors. Anna Kostyuchenko for VOA News, Kharkiv region, Ukraine.
Now that story by Aina takes us to a very fast break on the broadcast tonight. Don't go far, we'll be back with more stories.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mukwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well with somebody who can walk and actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia.
They find it quite strange talking to you.
You should just make schools integrated.
Inclusive setups.
By providing the right facilities.
You are watching Weekend Live with Anyango, Sylvia.
Welcome back. Remember to keep engaging with us on our social media platforms, that is on X at KUTV_Kenya. Now, indeed, disability is not inability. Treeside Special School is combining sustainability, therapeutic benefits, and personal growth for the special students with intellectual disabilities in their competence-based curriculum by farming. This empowers the young minds, teaching them life-changing skills and fostering a sense of pride and independence. Take a look. Every parent desires for their children to enjoy the best of life. This is from attending best schools, getting fine food and medication. But the desire gets complicated when the children find it difficult to fit in among their peers due to development challenges. Treeside Special School located in Nairobi has been demystifying the narrative since 1979 by giving hope to children born with intellectual disability. We met the school's head teacher Salome Eyangan, who tells us how the school manages to effectively ensure that all learners are engaged in the learning process.
We are on what we call stage-based curriculum. We do not follow the age-based. One, because the disability, the intellectual disability, is affecting the ability of this learner to reason and be with the same level with the peers who are of the same age.
She explains how the recent introduction of student-centered competence-based curriculum (CBC) has made the whole learning process a walk in the park, especially when the students are engaged in agriculture. This, she says, is therapeutic to the learners and a boost to their self-esteem.
CBC is real. It has come at the right time to help learners with special needs to develop fully. To us, all the activities that are done, they are therapeutic. The therapy of going to practically to do, and that feeling of I'm able to is brought clear that I'm able to do just like what I saw my brother doing at home. I'm able to do even better than what I see done at home.
Under the guidance of their teachers, the learners focus on organic farming both in the greenhouse and in the open fields, the secret being the use of improved seeds for better yields. To avert crop pests and diseases as the major challenge, the learners weed and sprinkle ash around the crops, besides mulching that is done to maintain crop moisture.
Ash is very good. It's a pest control, and again it helps that plant to absorb nutrients easily. Chemicals and disabilities, they don't rhyme. We should not make our children more disabled by eating chemicals. Should grow organic.
The school has also ensured sustainability in their farming practices by not only using farming for learning but also for economic gains. The produced fruits and vegetables are used to feed the learners and surplus sold to sustain the farming. To curb the power and water challenge, the school is introducing solar panels as clean energy to help in water pumping.
So we have our lad giving us vegetables, sufficient enough for us to eat, and surplus to sell. We are able to rotate that plant using the surplus, the little coins that we get. We are able to do, if there were tomatoes, we are able to do cabbages. There are cabbages, we are able to do tomatoes. We are able to do carrots. We are able to put cassavas, depending on the time and the season.
Sabina Mudhoni, a parent at Treeside Special School, is a proud mother following her daughter's excellent performance in skill work.
Nikiwa mzazi, mtoto wangu amekuwa akifanya mzuri, perform mzuri katika hii mambo ya skill work kama kushona beads na kushona necklaces hizo, na kwenda pia kwa shamba, najua kugather cabbages na kushona mat na kuharvest nyanya. Kwa hivyo nimeona anaendelea kufanya mzuri na watoto wenzake.
She urges parents having special kids under the 11 special education categories not to keep them at home. This includes autism, which affects how the brain processes and stores information, causing difficulties with communication, learning disabilities that includes challenges with reading, writing, listening, speaking, reasoning or math, hearing impairment, language disorders, visual impairment, multiple disabilities where a child has connected special needs, emotional disturbance, deaf blindness, intellectual disability, traumatic brain injury, and orthopedic impairment that affects muscle coordination and body movement and can be caused by brain conditions or other muscle disorders.
Sasa ningeadvise wale wazazi wanaficha watoto wao nyumbani wajaribu kuwaleta katika hizi shule zetu za special school. Ndio ili watoto wafaidike. Iko kazi nyingi ya mikono wanaweza fanya hata kama wajui mambo ya kusoma za mikono ziko katika hizi shule zetu. Kwa hivyo msificha watoto, waleteni katika hizi shule za special schools.
This farming initiative is a transformative force in these students' lives, teaching them more than just agriculture, but life skills, self-sufficiency and empowerment. The hands-on experience in learning breaks the stigma that surrounds special needs. Anyango, Sylvia, KUTV. We're taking yet another short break. We'll be back with sports.
Katika maisha yetu ya leo, wakulima na jamii nyingi kwa ujumla wanakumbatia teknolojia mbalimbali na kilimo hai ili kuondoa magonjwa sugu na kuongeza usalama na utoshelevu wa chakula. Mbolea asili imepunguza asidi kwenye udongo na kuongeza mavuno chungu nzima. Wajua tuko shambani, na humu shambani pia kuna ng'ombe, kuna kuku, na wanaacha uchafu wao. Na huo uchafu si wa kutupwa, ni wa kutumika katika kilimo kama mbolea. Kwa sababu mimea hii imekuwa kutumia mbolea ya hawa wanyama. Wakulima mbalimbali wamekumbatia teknolojia ili kuokoa gharama ya ukulima na kutumia nafasi zilizopo katika mashamba yao.
We are all seeing the impacts of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we are losing.
The level we need to go is a level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found, because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure the planet for future generations.
Welcome back, and in sports tonight, in a round of 7, the Kenya Premier League AFC Leopards drew 1-1 with Mara Sugar at Dandora Stadium, who currently holds second place in the table with 15 points, 4 points ahead of Leopards. Murang'a thrashed Kakamega Homeboys 2-0 at Sport Pesa Arena, who are in 14th place. Bidco FC secured a 2-0 victory against Bandari at South Coast Rugby Club, raising them to 10th place with 9 points, level with Sofapaka, Ulinzi Stars and Tusker FC. Now just in, the just concluded match between Arsenal and Chelsea has ended on a 1-1 draw. We'll keep you updated on that and many other stories in our subsequent bulletins, but for now, that marks the end of our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for choosing KUTV and for staying with KUTV this far. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Lucy Kierie and Anyango Sylvia. Have a good night.